Hey guys, just figured I'd come on live for a little bit. I'm here live at Eagle Pass, um, under the bridge. I'm trying to get my little stand to even out a little bit, and I just wanted to show this. There's been several family units that have come across and seen in a few crossings, a bus load and a few van loads of people. But what I really want you guys to see is, I mean, this isn't anything new. None of this information is breaking. This is all the same usual stuff. Um, just how easy it is, of course, to cross right here in Texas, despite there's no amount of sea wire or shipping containers. Of course, those are all just used to help funnel. You can see down here, those of you guys who have been following me for a while, remember the days when I would actually bring you down those roads and those paths. You know what? I'm just going to take you guys off of the little stand for a minute. But those days are long gone because, of course, you've got these fake pretend barriers, media barriers right here, of no media beyond a certain point. So I, as an American citizen, of course, am not supposed to cross that barrier, but those crossing illegally into my state and into my country are allowed free reign, of course. And I think I'm going to walk over here. There's people playing golf like there's nothing going on. Like I said, we've seen here in this spot, we've seen I don't know, maybe about 50 people so far. Enough to fill a bus and a van, all family units. This one in front actually crossed right where those shipping containers are. They came up right along the line of that sea wire on the other side. The Texas Guard were very concerned about their safety. Definitely didn't stop them from crossing over. There's no apprehensions or anything that were done, and they just guided them to come along to where it's wide open. Still, you can see the bag of trash that's all clothes and trash, but that's all wide open. They've got a few BP boats in there today, this morning. There's some actually coming in. They're going to be walking down along that side there. I wish I can zoom in, but since I'm using StreamYard, I can't zoom in right now. Hey, Kathy. But my argument yesterday of putting the C-wire on top, I mean, look, guys, the same thing has been going on this entire time. None of this is actually set to stop. Of course, this is used to help funnel. Not that it's necessarily effective. I'm going to kind of angle it this way so you guys can see those coming up that side. I mean, it's effective in funneling those who want to get caught coming in. But there's no stops being made by our Texas forces. Yesterday, outside of the NGO there in Eagle Pass, there's our Texas National Guard working inside in conjunction with the NGOs. Got plenty of footage of that. But there's nothing being stopped. There's definitely nothing being secured. Same story, just a different day. I appreciate you too, Indigo. And I hope to see you soon. Tomorrow, actually. So this idea of we're doing all that we can to secure the border. There's someone over there in the blue shirt may or may not be ready to start making the quick tread over the Rio Grande onto our side. Oh yeah, Kathy. Actually, yeah. So um, it is definitely like this area is very clean right now. Um, Comparatively speaking, like if we go down to if we were very really wanted to push it and go down that way, you would see all the clothes and the trash. I mean, you could see the trash and stuff just left behind, but as it is, but usually this is just another big dumping site. There's going to be clothes and trash and medications and used condoms and all of that stuff all in those reeds. There's all those people claiming to care about the environment. They can all, I'm not gonna say it, but y'all can imagine. They can go kick rocks. So again, just wanted to log in real quick. There's nothing stopping this. I mean, as a matter of fact, as you guys can see, they're just the welcoming committee. Texas Guard is just the welcoming committee. There's no apprehensions, no arrests, no nothing. They're just, don't take my word for it. Just look at the camera. Still large crossings at night. So I know my good friend Stephanie that was out with us yesterday when we were out yesterday. I think it was Eagle Pass. I don't know if it was one of the local Eagle Pass news stations. I think, yeah, I forgot what it's called, but because there's two of them that I follow here in this area, or actually three. But they had put out some stats saying that within 3 days, the 3-day recap, that currently Border Patrol can't report because of the gag order without authorization. But, they don't want people to know that within 3 days, they reported over 11,500 here in the Del Rio sector. So they're definitely crossing over. They're still coming. I mean, 3 days, that's over 3,000, about 3,800 a day in a 24-hour period. So while, all the eyes right now, of course, are on El Paso, same as usual. There's the active invasion is continuing to ensue all up and down our Texas border. There's nothing stopping. Auden, if you guys follow Auden Cabello, make sure that you do. He had just reported just a few days ago that there's like 85,000 on the Mexico side, of the border, just waiting. The ones that I spoke to yesterday, that I did put out a few clips yesterday of an encounter with a family from Cuba. The very first thing that they said as they were coming up the road, crossing illegally, was, "What do you think is going to happen now with the announcement, with the speech that Biden gave?" And of course, he was referring to um, to the CBP-1. What's passing right now, that's the Texas Guard. They have their little boats out there in the water, the life-saving boats. So they might be ready to pull them out. You guys could probably see that here shortly. I'm going to back up. So they're in there, not stopping. They're not out there with, and I'm just saying, sorry to kind of interject in my own little story recap, but I just wanted to tell you guys what you were seeing. The NG boats that are currently out there right now, those are little red life boats, like saving boats. There's no guns on them. They're not stopping anything. Haven't seen them stop one crosser so far this morning. Not one. There's nothing threatening about it. And they're just working in conjunction with BP, helping those with the little ones, like the family units, to cross. Some of them, they pick them up on the other side and they just bring them right across. But the ones from Cuba yesterday, going back to my story, the ones from Cuba yesterday that crossed over and was asking about CBP-1, which was the announcement. You guys had heard Anthony and I talking about CBP-1 like a week ago. Oscar Blue talking about it. And then 2 days ago now at this point, President Biden goes on and he explains on how they're officially launching the program of CBP-1. One is spelled out, the word one, so that this way illegals or migrants at the time when they're in the other country can basically fill out their paperwork, just upload it all up online on the app, on the CBP-1 app, so that by the time that they cross over or get to the U.S. southern border, they are they're already ready. They already got their documents, pretty much, their claims of asylum paperwork, that then allows them to visit freely throughout the United States at that point, until they are called. Of course, we know the vast majority of them never show up. The vast majority of them do not qualify, or not legitimate cases of asylum. But he just made it that much easier. And in less than 20 famous on they Mexico quickly keeping out. It took about 15 days travel from Cuba into Nicaragua, and just taking out, following routes, all their Cuban state. And then they said that they flew out from Cuba on the 25th, and around yesterday they waited on the outside until made an announcement 2 days ago, less 2 days ago at this point, the launch of the CBP-1. The first thing he asked me was, well, that he's made that announcement, what is that going to, what am I going to expect? Freedom land. He expects you're all being welcomed with welcome arms. Process, I guess, to go faster. And it just shows, like, they waited intentionally on the Mexico side and crossed within 24 hours right after President Biden made that announcement of the use and launch CBP. So You want to tell us on how it was $3,000 head? No, from Cuba. President Biden's speech, his announcement of course, not like sitting around the table somewhere for Central America. Whatever. Guys, guys, for a second. Here, let's get closer to the bridge. President Biden saying, they're able talking about how they're going to sell it, travel 1,000 pay, tell the West Southern border. How you? I'm back a little bit. Sorry, being on the lucky to get any room at all. If see that no can't, you're all yeah. No. Is it any better now, guys? Sorry, I'm going in. Not much I can do with that. Oh yeah. Possibly. Be the state to be now going in and out. Be screwing with yeah, exactly. It was. All right. Can you guys hear me and see me? I don't know. I'm trying to log on now. Is it any better? Not, I might just call it quits. Just go back to recording. Okay. Well, that's weird. Like I'm over here closer to the bridge. Who knows? Maybe they sent the scramblers up or something because it was perfectly fine. So those right there are the little lifeboats that I'm talking about. That's what our NGs are using. Okay. That's it. When he talks about deploying boats in the water, when Abbott, that's it. That's the boats that are currently operating right now in Eagle Pass. That's it. And you'll be seeing the other one pulling out, the same thing. For my husband, who may or may not watch later, that NG has some One Piece from the anime One Piece little figurines on his dashboard. I thought those were pretty cool. But that's it. That's what in Eagle Pass. Those are the current boat deployments being used. From the Texas National Guard in this area. So I was up late last night watching the debacle that was unfolding. No, they're not very impressive at all. No, not very impressive is an understatement. It's they're basically life-saving rafts, small life-saving rafts. Yeah, I was just watching I think that's the most C-SPAN that I've watched for a while. The debacle that was unfolding between, especially the 14th and the 15th vote for the Speaker of the House, McCarthy. And right in between, if you guys saw the almost it looked like a fight was about to ensue. I was like, let's just go ahead and just lock the doors and let them fight it out. I'll pop the popcorn. I don't know how y'all feel either way about the 20 that took a stand. I mean, obviously, I believe that I was cheering them on. And if it doesn't show the place where we're at, particularly the conservative unit within the Republican Party, um, in my opinion, and y'all are, of course, free to disagree with me, but in my opinion, I'm thankful that they had the courage enough to stand up and to make some noise. Wasn't that much that we were going to lose by any of that. I'm tired of watching the same GOP officials constantly betray what their constituents want, and nobody puts up a damn fight. So I kind of felt a tinge of pride when some of them resisted. Yeah, I think they did make some tough demands, and honestly, I agree with several others right now. I've had a few interactions. I've been at some different events with Chip Roy and stuff, and while I haven't always agreed with everything that he's done, there's not going to be a politician that I'm going to agree with on everything. Over the last however long now, over the last really year or so, he's really made some strong, bold stances that I appreciate. And I felt confident. He was really the only one here from Texas that made a stand. Um, and voted no. Wish that there was more that had joined him from Texas, including my own, but that didn't happen. Such is the game of politics. But, when he finally said and flipped his vote, I trusted him somewhat, that he at least felt confident in some of the concessions and some of the deals that were made. Yeah, he does. He makes the squeaky wheel heard, but and he does it in a very eloquent way. I think he makes very compelling cases with his arguments, and that's why I appreciate a lot of his tactics. And he's been very, very, very involved here in the state of Texas. Not just for his own direct constituents, but for Texans in general that are feeling disenfranchised. Chip Roy has really, I think, represented a lot of us. So he's not my representative, but especially when it comes to the border, um, he's made some very strong ruffling of feathers. I will say that, and spends the time I've seen firsthand. Speaking with Texans and hearing their frustrations and making it out there to the border consistently. So while he can't do much and he couldn't do much, I will say I feel like, in my opinion, that he did all that he could given the circumstances. So I am not from here to El Paso. It is about 8 hours. So I know President Biden is supposed to be visiting El Paso tomorrow for his photo ops. I pretty sure that Anthony will probably be making an appearance tomorrow. I'd be shocked if he didn't, covering that. So it costs money to be able to travel around the great Republic of Texas, and I don't have that luxury to go from the Del Rio sector to El Paso right now. I was actually down here speaking at the Kinney County Republican Women's Group, and so just spent a few extra days. So for my fellow Texans, that's it. There's the other one of those deployed Texas National Guard boats, part of OLS. $4 billion in climbing. It's very intimidating. You can see the ropes on the side. Like I said, it's a life-saving boat. That's it. But yeah, it is pretty calm. You just got some groups coming over, family units mainly right here. I got a little bit of footage from the last few days, but definitely not like El Paso, because it's all in one concentrated area. It seems like, and it's impacting the Metroplex area directly. So, but again, one of the local news agencies here for Eagle Pass had reported they did their own 3-day recap and reported over 11,500 in 3 days apprehended in the Del Rio sector, which, if you break that down, that is over 3,800 a day. So it's not that they're not occurring, it's just more spread out. Good. Awesome. I wish I could be there too, Kathy. Irene called me the other day, and I know she had said that she was going to make some noise. So definitely go live, and I'll share it if you're able to go live while y'all are out there. Give them hell. Make some noise. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and log off. Just wanted to log in real quick, and I'll post some more videos, and I'll go to my Substack. Find me on Substack, guys. I'll be writing up some more blog pieces and posting some more uh, stats and some of the things that I encountered over here over the last few days with information. So find me on Substack. You can subscribe for free if you're able to do a paid subscription to help keep me and going with the independent journalistic aspect and the activism as we gear up for the 88th. I'll be in Austin next week. Great, but of course I'm always going to have my stuff out there free for everyone to read. So check out, find me on Substack, the Mid-Cities Conservative, Sheena Rodriguez. That's the quickest and easiest way to get the information that's going to be getting out there, especially with respect to the podcast and the blogs, with the content and information that'll be coming out over the next few days once I get home and I'm able to write up some of the stuff from the pleasant Uber drivers, kind-hearted Uber drivers yesterday that were offering women free rides to San Antonio. And I put that in quotations to some of the stats that were given by one of the local sheriffs here that I've proud to call a friend. I'll be pushing out that information soon. So looks like another possible family unit coming on down. It's all family units right here today. But yes, follow me on Substack, Mid-Cities Conservative, Sheena Rodriguez, securetheborder.us. I will see you guys in Austin next week from the 10th through the 12th as we make our voices be heard, saying no, we do not want Democrat chairs. We hold the majority here in the state of Texas. We don't want Democrat chairs again, because that's what happens. We elect Republicans in the majority here in the Texas House, and then out of quote unquote tradition, they continue to allow for Democrats to be committee chairs in our House of Representatives, and that's why we can't get anything passed. When you have a Democrat sitting on as the chairman of Education Committee, and we wonder why SEL and why sexual grooming and sexualization of grooming, of children and pornography is allowed in our schools. I mean, that's one of the main reasons. So we'll be down there in Austin from the 10th through the 12th. If you're able to go, please be there. If not, that's fine too. Contact your state representative and tell them that you absolutely expect for them to support the banning of Democrat chairs. That's how you do your part. It takes less than 5 minutes to pick up a phone call, to make a phone call or send an email, and tell them that you expect them to let your voices be heard and support the banning of Democrat chairs. So I'll see you guys in a few days in Austin. Go to Substack, Mid-Cities Conservative, and of course, securetheborder.us, where you can go to the Take Action tab and sign up for the emails there with the 88th starting here in a few days. Those action items will definitely gear up pretty quickly. So, all right, y'all. Well, you guys have a great weekend. Yeah, hopefully he will be there. You be safe too, Kathy. Love you guys. God bless, and I will check in with you guys here in a few days.